Hello guys, this is Main Nuts and this is the hand of the day. This is the part 2 of the video referring to the overstab against the understabbing exploit. So on the previous video we analyzed the hand. Let me show you the hand just for anyone who hasn't followed the previous video. It's a 3-bet spot, button versus big blind. Board is 6-4-3 suited, and here the villain stabs. When we check to him, he bet the turn and he checked back the river. We lost the hand. So we analyzed in the previous video how we should exploit a guy who is overstabbing the flop. And now on this video we will analyze how we should exploit a guy who is understabbing the flop. So the up left solution is the GTO. So we can see that it's a pretty mixed range. We can c-bet and check with almost any combo. Checking is around 60% and betting is around 40%. Keep these numbers in mind. And when we check, the other guy should probably choose to stab a smallish size, 1/3 of the pot. That's the only size the solver uses. Okay, it used some 55%, but the frequency is almost non-existent. So he should choose a smallish size as a stab, and he should also check back around 50%. So what happens when a guy is not stabbing this frequency and he's understabbing? This is the subject of this video. So what I did is I went and I tried to node lock his range, and the node lock I choose to do is I removed from his range some stabs with the pairs. So he's stabbing less with any pairs, 7s to jacks. He's stabbing less with some flush draws like king high flush draws, queen high flush draws, jack high, 10 high. As you can see, he's betting a lot with this kind of hands. I also removed some bluffs like king jack, king queen off, ace jack. I removed the decent frequency of these hands. Maybe let's do it like that so you can see that better. Okay, I guess now it's better. So ace jack, ace queen, king jack. I removed this kind of bluffs. I also removed the broadways with no backdoors. Okay, that's it. The total stab is now 30% instead of 46, or maybe instead of 50, let's say. So instead of 50%, he's stabbing only 30. And now we can analyze how we should exploit a guy who is understabbing, and we know that he's understabbing. How you will know that this guy is understabbing is a different question. That's a really tough spot to know. You should probably take notes and see him how he plays this kind of boards in several hands. So if he just check back one time with 9s, doesn't mean that he's understabbing. But if he check back 9s, he check back some flush draws, he check back some air, and you can see that every time you check middle boards, like 1, 2, 3 times, he's just check back. You can assume pretty safely that this guy is understabbing, and you can apply this exploit. It's really tough to get this kind of reads, but if you have a good noting system, you will do fine. Okay. Now, how we should play against the guy who's understabbing? First, we can see bet more, but not crazy more. In other hands, if you can remember from previous hands we have analyzed in the channel, when somebody is understabbing, there are some spots where the c-bet is going through the roof. So there are some spots when we have equity advantage and the range advantage, we just can c-bet like a range bet in some occasions, but here the equity advantage does not exist. If we see the equity of the out of position player, it's only 50%. So this is why we cannot go crazy and just c-bet all of our range. We don't have nut advantage and we don't have range advantage either. So if you don't have either of these two, you cannot c-bet a lot. So the c-bet just increased by 10%. Okay, so you can just c-bet more. What hands you can c-bet more? You can c-bet more all the pairs like nines to aces. You can c-bet more. That's the exploit on the c-bet strategy. But now there is some other exploits. First, let's see how we should play when we check and he stabs against the GTO. So in the GTO, when we check and he stabs, we fold only 31%. We call 51%, and we raise around 17%. Against stabber, who is understabbing, and his stab is mostly value. Of course, we should fold a lot. We should fold like 50% of the times. Even against a 1/3 pot, we are folding 50% of the times. And also we check raise less. That's for sure. We don't want to check raise hands like, I don't know, let's find out, queens. You check raise less frequent with queens. What else? You check raise less frequent with this part of broadways like king jack suited, or let's see, ace queen off. Here is mostly check calling, here is check raising a decent amount. King jack, maybe. Okay, so you check raise less, and you check call less. You check fold more, in other words. That's the first exploit. But there is one other exploit you can apply, which doesn't have to do with the stab, but there is on the check line. If you remember from the previous video, when you have a guy who is overstabbing, there is a big exploit to be made when the line goes check back. Because when a guy is overstabbing and the line goes check back, then his range is very weak, much weaker than the GTO, and you can delay c-bet for range. You can delay c-bet range bet in most of the occasions. Here you have the reverse effect. His check-in ranges are extremely strong. So in most runouts you should just check for range. Again, you should double check. You should double check a lot stronger than you probably would. So let's take a look on the runouts, or maybe first let's take a look on the EVs. Let's take a look on the in position equity. So this is the equity of the in position on this specific runout. So it's 53 on the exploitive solution and 48 in the GTO, much stronger than the GTO. Let's put out a blank, let's put out like a 10 of diamonds. 10 of diamonds, equity 51.8 is the exploitive, and here is 47.8. Again, much stronger range on the exploitive solution for the in position player. Let's put out like a deuce of hearts, 51.5, and here is 50.9, again higher. Let's check the runouts, how you should play in the GTO and in the exploitive solution. What is the strategy of the out of position player? As you can see, you are checking range in most of runouts except the ace, which is no club, of course. You just check. In the GTO solution, there are some runouts. You have maybe, let's say, a decent frequency of betting, of delay c-bet. So you can delay c-bet a lot more against a guy who's playing normal GTO check back ranges on the flop. But versus a guy who's understabbing, when you check the flop, you should probably just check the turn as well. That's it. So, let me take a note of that. How we should play against an overstabber. And against an understabber. So let's go. Against an overstabber, you should see bet less, check raise more, and attack his check back, which means delay see bet higher frequency. And against the understabber, it's probably the reverse. It's c-bet more, check raise less, check fold more. Don't attack. Maybe don't attack his checkbacks. Check, turn stronger. That's it. That's the expert, guys. In a nutshell. Okay, thank you. See you on the next one. Bye.